Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to talk about some questions today from our subject, and that is World Englishes. We are a group consists of three people. My name is Zephanya Gabriella with 1961 007 as my student number, and there is Tiara Sonita with 1961 018 as her student number, and then Andhika Bayu Bhasswara with 1961 027 as his student number. Okay, without any further ado, let's start answering the questions. Okay, the first question is, please explain what it means by three concentric circles of world Englishes and give example. Okay, start from me. So these three concentric circles proposed by Kachru are the inner circle, the outer circle, and the expanding circle. These circle, these circles signify the type of spread, the pattern of acquisition, and the functional domains in which English language is used across cultures and language. The inner circle presents the countries where English is used as a native language and as a first language among people. These countries include the USA, the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand, while the outer circle includes countries that have old historical British colonial relations and where English is commonly used in social life or the government sectors. Most of the countries that belong to this circle are former colonies of the British Empire, such as India, Malaysia, Singapore, Ghana, Kenya, and others. The usage of English in these countries is similar to what is known as English as a second language. The third circle, the expanding circle, includes countries that introduce English as a foreign language in schools and universities, mostly for communicating in English with the inner and outer circles. Such countries include Turkey, Saudi Arabia, the Emirates, Japan, China, Korea, and others. And that is my answer to the question number one. And how about by you?
Yes, for question number one,
Yes.
well, I think my answers would be uh, similar to you because the three concentric circles of world Englishes is historical fact made by Katru. So yeah, I think my answer will be similar to you.
Okay, how about this one?
Well, same, because I literally almost have a same explanation with you, and because it's a
Okay, thank
fact.
you. Okay, so yes, the group agree that the three concentric circles, our definitions are same. And then we're going to, and then next to the second question. What backgrounded the classification of the three concentric circles proposed by Kachru? My answer about what backgrounded is the revolutionary spread of English over the globe, which took place over the last decade, has created changes in the how do I say it? Sociolinguistic profile of the language and provided new varieties of English. Nowadays, English is not only a tool of communication among native speakers, it is also a lingua franca used all around the world. I think Kachru made the classification of world Englishes so that the people around the world finally found a way to understand the English language spread. In addition to the need to familiarize English language teaching. From that, it opened the door for new ways of understanding the spread of the English language throughout the world. And I think that is my answer. How about Bayu?
Well, for me, I'm I have been moving quite a lot about this since I want to know exactly why Brush Kachru made the three concentric circles. But um, I think my answer is based on his words that he said the type of spread, the patterns of acquisition, and the functional domains in which English is used across cultures and languages. That is what the three circle model is made to represent. Um, this this is also called, well, at the time of Barch Kachu, there is no such words as world English because at 18, 1985, English speakers are mostly native. They are not as widespread as now. So these concentric circles are based on the development and spread of English language in the world because Braj Kachru he has some sort of foreseen the development of English and what English will become in the later future. Yeah, I think that's my opinion on that question.
Okay, thank you, Bayu. How about Tison?
Well, my answer is almost same with Bayu, but uh, I explain his own words like the type of spread is it's like historical perspectives such as colonization, modern perspectives such as migration, globalization, etc. Uh, and the patterns of acquisition, like whether it's from macro acquisition or micro acquisition, and the last one, the functional domains in which English is used across cultures and language such as ENL, ESL, and EFL. That's my answer.
Okay, thank you, Tison. So we agree that what backgrounded the classification is we need to understand and familiarize, especially for the English language teaching. Okay, next question. The question number 3. What are the impacts on the native speakerism perspectives? Test 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Yes, you're clear.
Okay. Sorry for the inconvenience. Question number 3. What are the impacts on the native speakerism perspective? So, in my opinion, this native speakerism perspective is an established belief that native speaker teachers represent a Western culture, um, which means they are much better at English more than the non-native, and they should be the one that teaches English. Um, it is a privilege, I could say, um, Non-natives often feel marginalized in terms of linguistics, and in many cases, authenticity and authority are awarded only to natives, and they are most likely to experience low professional self-esteem due to their status as a non-native. And that is my opinion. How about Bayu?
Mm, well, I do agree with that. The term itself of native speakerism kind of uh, degrade, not really degrade, but made the non-native speaker who are seeking the profession of being an English teachers kind of, they're uh, yeah, they kind of not seek as much as the native speakers, and that does made us non-native speakers who want to become an English teacher kind of having a low self-esteem. Um, I just think that native speakerism kind of damaged the entire ELT profession as well as perceptions of English and culture, because this label not only describes a relationship with English, but also implies um, a cultural deficiency derived from non-Western stereotypes. So yeah, I just think that native speakerism kinds of damage the entire English language teaching profession, as well as even the as well as popular perceptions of English and culture. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Bayu. How about Tison?
My answer is not far away from both of you. So what I can conclude is the impacts are not really good, since the probability of job requirements being based on native speakers' proficiency, which is far more above the non-native speakers. That's my answer.
Zep, you there?
Sorry,
Yeah.
another inconvenience.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Tison and Bayu. We all know that this label is very harmful, I think, to the non-natives. And then this also connects to our another question, and that is question number 4. Do you agree or not agree with native speakerism perspective? Provide your reasons. Personally, I do not agree with the native speakerism perspective. I heavily do not agree because, just like I said before, that label is very harmful, and non-native English speakers, educators, parents, or even students are good models of English language learners, and they are culturally informed and empathetic to learners' needs. They know their own culture and their own things, and that is what makes it Englishes. We create a different thing by being ourselves, and that is learning new English with our own culture. So I despise native speakerism perspective. How about you, Bayu?
Well, I also don't agree, of course, because well, I I don't want. Uh, I do apologize for my kind of harsh words here, because I don't want my professionalism in teaching English degraded by someone labeling me as a non-native speaker, despite my years of hardship and maybe talent, and simply lost to someone of Western birth. No, I can accept that. I can just accept that my hard work and hardships beaten by someone who is simply born in the native country.
Okay, thank you, Bayu. How about Tisan?
Uh, well, I'm definitely not agree with this, this harmful label, because this perspective will drive the non-native speaker to the disadvantages like both of you already mentioned before. So yeah, I'm definitely not agree. I wanna agree.
Okay, thank you all. Let's go to the next question. Question number 5. In your posters that you sent via email to Sir Arapa, do you notice this case of mixing languages, either English, Indonesian, or Mandarin? If it is used, why and for what purposes does English facilitate? Sorry. Mm, I do notice that there's mixing languages. I think it is used to express or communicate one's thought, ideas, and feelings. People use many ways of language variations for that specific purpose. The tendency of people to change and to modify words or utterances in order to simplify or make new styles of language is one of the what say this phenomenon in communication that can be found in the course of a single communication. For this one is the posters ads. Advertisement is an advertiser's way to communicate to the consumer. It is commonly found in bilingual and multilingual society. I think that's what it's used for, as used for, and what's their purpose. Okay, how about Bayu?
Yes, my opinion on this is, well, there is a in-depth, not just any in-depth, but a very deep research about this habit and phenomenon of advertisers just mixing in English with their with a local product, with a local language. It's not just in any Asian countries. Even Europeans did this, such as the Russians, Germany, France. They all did this. I think it's because people think that convenience products and shopping products are most suitable to be advertised with code missing, because mixed English terms are perceived to be better than our native language, because mixed elements may fill words gaps, especially when advertisements are about field specific products, and they also serve as an emotional buffer for showing that this is a quality product. This is made from a Western country, or related to a Western technology and such. Yeah, I think that's my opinion on that.
Okay, thank you, Bayu. How about you, Tisan?
Well, yes, I also noticed it. In my opinion, I think it's because in Indonesia, English is already spread all over the places, and many Indonesians use English as their modern language. In this era, I mean, who who didn't want to use English as their like kekinian, bahasa kekinian like modern language. So in order to attract the readers, the posters were made with mixed languages between English and Indonesian. It's also to make sure the purposes from the posters are delivered to the readers. I think that's my answer.
Okay, thank you all. Let's jump to the next question. Question number 6. How do you compare the different factors that lead to the massive spread of English, past and present? Um, uh, Personally, when I trying to understand this question, it is very hard for me to understand it, and I try to read any kind of books, and in conclusion, the comparison is big because the past is so much different from the present. Everything is modernized right now to the point that everything can be easy, and by spreading English, it's much easier from music, for example. While in the past, we were just maybe colonizing, or when someone native travel to non-native country. I think that is for my answer. How about by you?
I am. I was kind of same like you when I see the question. I was thinking, what, what, what does this actually ask? So I just take the question as, well, why does English spread so far wide and quick like now? So my answer on that is that, although the history of English have an important role spreading the language through trade, diplomatic missions, and colonialism, the modern state of English has made the language even more accessible than before. Well, I believe that the modernization of the language has simplified it to such an extent that most bilinguals chose English as their first language, first learned foreign language. Yeah, that's my opinion.
Okay, thank you, Bayu. And then Kisan.
Actually, I was the same. I don't really get, I don't really get the question. So, but because it's a we should compare between the past ones and the present ones. I think the past ones are having more important role than the present ones since the colonialism and so on are the era where the spread of English is started. If you're looking at the present ones, it just evolving the spread from various ways in this modern era. Without the past ones, I believe that English wouldn't be this popular and the spread will be slower. But it's not like I underestimate the present ones. It just I think the past ones are really having more important role. I think that's my answer.
Okay, thank you, Kisan. Yeah, it's obviously there's a big difference between the past and the present and spreading English right now. So it is clear that it's very different, and they have their own ways in the past, and they have their own ways too in the present. Okay, the next question is question number 7. It is an individual question for each of us. The question is, why do you take English as the subject of your study? Mentions about how you define yourself after learning English, and what is or are your future aspirations. What futures do you expect after learning English? So this is an individual question. You're answering as a individual and not a group. So I'm going to pass it to Baye and then to Tisan afterwards. Okay, let's start from me. I take English because I like learning it. Out of all the school subjects before, when I was in junior high school, senior high school, English is definitely my number one. There's this connection between me and the English subject because I am never stressed or uncomfortable learning English. That is why I want to learn more, and I'm pretty much a curious individual because I know English is not just all about those tenses that I'm still not good at it yet. I will define myself as someone who's more, I don't know, more open-minded, I think, after learning English. I learned a lot of things from the outside as well. And I do believe that non-natives might agree with me because after learning English, we are increasingly tolerant. It's the impact from learning the English language with the other non-natives. Not everyone excels in learning English. That is why we became more tolerant. It also built solidarity between us. And then aspirations. I have always wanted to be a certified translator. I like helping people where I can make money from it as a job. I like doing a work that is aligned to my passion. I also want to be a teacher if there's any opportunities because I like teaching, even though I'm not that good yet. Uh, Especially BIPA teacher, Bahasa Indonesia untuk Penutur Asing. In the future, I want more people to know more about this topic, world Englishes, because there is a lot of English, and that is fine. English is not just one. The English that we use with our own accent is the symbol of our culture, and it increases the love for our country, the nationalism that we are always talking about. We need more positive impact to ourselves in order to make the English, the word Englishes, to be known by the world. I think that is my personal answer. Next to Bayu and then to Tisam. The floor is yours.
Okay, I'll take the second turn then. Right. Why do I learn English? Well, I just want to improve it. Um, I've known English since, I don't know, maybe since I was 3 years old. I do remember that when I was really little, and I can barely remember this, but I do remember that um, my family who come abroad from Australia gave me a dictionary, a picture dictionary, and I remember that I used to read it like a comic book, and I think that's the very beginning of why I began this hobby of learning English, not only the language itself, but the history and the culture, the countries that is involved with it. And from learning English from childhood, it has improved my knowledge of not only the language, but uh, the every history that is provided by foreigners, by foreign speakers, in well, such as in YouTube videos and such, because most of the YouTube videos I watch are English speakers. So thanks to English, I managed to learn a lot from foreigners. Well, I could say the same for the native speakers, but I don't know if it weren't for me um, knowing English well enough since I was a child, I don't think I can learn this much um, in my current years. So yes, I just want to improve my English and keep on improving the language. Um, Mine's about how you define yourself after learning English. How do I define myself? Well, I think after learning English, I will become even better at it than I'm currently am now. Um, what is my future aspirations? I don't have a fixed aspirations. I I don't have a fixed plan. I just go with the flow. I just adapt to what the chances are given to me, and maybe the most, I think I want to become an interpreter if given the chance, because I have other plans that doesn't really involve the language of English as a focus for my future career. But yeah, if anything happens, I want to become an interpreter, an English interpreter. Uh, what futures do you expect after learning English? Well, I want to travel the world. After improving my English, I want to learn other foreign language, maybe German. Yeah, I think I'll learn German first, then maybe Mandarin or Japanese. Uh, Traveling the world, learning new languages, learning their food, learning their culture, and such and such. Yeah, that's my opinion.
Okay, I will take the rest. Uh, well, I take English as my study because I have interest in English since I was in middle high school. Even though when I was in elementary, I hate English so much. I have no idea why I hate it. I can't remember any part of body in English. Maybe that's why I hate it. But I don't know why. Since middle high school, I become really like I have interest in English, and then I want to learn and explore more about English. And well, after I learned English for like 3 semesters, maybe I know a little more about any materials like how we pronounce words, how we read phonetic symbols, and so on. And well, I wish I can share this knowledge to others soon. Like, I also really like being BIPA teachers, like Zephanya said earlier. Like, teaching is fun, and that's why I expect I can teach people. And maybe that's all my answer, my personal opinion. That's it.
Okay, thank you all. And I think this is the end of our video because we have already answered all the questions and we have already answered our personal uh, answer too on the question number 7. Okay, I wanna thank you all for uh, for being here today to do our task, to do our World English test. And this is our World English report. I think that is all. Thank you and stay healthy.
Thank you. Stay healthy to you too.
Thank you.